Synch is here to see NYX, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, even though technically there's a rainbow on the cover. You know what I'm talking about. There's a beef between Synch and Prodigy, and this is a comic book, so there's only one way to settle it. Not by talking, no, by fighting. My name is Dorian, this is SEM Comics. We are continuing our coverage of NYX, number 7. Our story starts off with Synch walking around, and he's like, I barely recognize the place. He steps on a paper that has Sorcerer Supreme Doom on there. I'm shocked it didn't say God King Doom. As he's crossing the street, an officer's telling him to keep moving, and Synch's like, always do. And he shows up to NYX, and it says, all welcome. And as he walks in, he's greeted by Miss Marvel. So Miss Marvel's showing him around, and she's like, Laura is actually off with her old friend Kaiten. And Synch's like, doesn't matter. That's not my Laura. And Miss Marvel's like, oh, that's right. I apologize. If you're a fan of the channel and you've been rocking with me since the Collin era, then you know exactly what he's talking about. If not, link to the playlist will be in the description. Miss Marvel says that there's some cooks that come in and work pro bono to help provide the meals. She provides the security. And the person who leads everything is Prodigy. And Prodigy is given a warm introduction to Everett Thomas. That's Synch's government name. The Synch is like, nah, I'm not here for introductions. I am not here to say hello. Actually, I'm kind of here to say goodbye. And while that's going on, Miss Marvel notices that her cousin comes into the building. You see, Synch doesn't like what's going on because he feels like they're pretty much painting the target on their backs. And after what they just went through with Krakoa, he ain't here to see another massacre, so he's here to shut this place down. And he's here to do it the Araka way, by challenging the leader to a fight. And while that's going on, Miss Marvel follows her cousin outside and gets blasted in the face for it. And he's on a goblin glider. I guess that tech ain't proprietary no more. And he throws a grenade, and Miss Marvel does her best Captain America and jumps on the grenade. It explodes, but because she's elastic, it doesn't hurt her too bad. So she goes after him, and this dude got a goblin glider, he's got a laser gun, he's got these little drones, like, he went all out. But now we cut to the showdown between Synch and Prodigy. And Prodigy's still like, dude, we don't have to do this. And Synch's like, oh no, we have to. As he taps into an optic blast. And Synch's like, you of all people should know what this leads to. Like, the minute you became an X-Man, you got murked. Like, the minute it happened. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it happened in the 3rd annual Hellfire Gala. Link to the video will be in the description. But then Prodigy starts putting it on Synch. Well, I mean, putting it on him, he's putting it on him. And he's like, we can't live in fear because of what happened in the past. We can't live in the shadows just because a few people went out their way to make mutant lives miserable. Besides, Everett, only one of us was trained to box by Captain America. And then Synch grabs his hand and goes, now we're both trained. So now he starts matching every move that Prodigy does, and he's like, look, I bought into Xavier's dream. I haven't sacrificed my life to save some humans. And once the 5 brought me back on Krakoa, I found out that my sacrifice meant nothing. While that's going on, Ms. Marvel is in a fight with her cousin, and she's finally able to grab one of the drones, and she's like, it's a scanner drone. So Prodigy and Synch are choking each other out, and Prodigy's like, you know what? Those humans that killed us on Krakoa, these humans, they're of us. So the Miss Marvel finally grabs her cousin and is like, why are you trying to scam me? And he's like, because you're hiding who you are from your family and your friends. You're a danger to the ones who love you the most, and people need to know who's behind the mask. So then he's like, kill me, mutant, if you must. I will die with honor. So she throws him right on top of a rooftop. He looks around, he checks his scanners, and the data is insufficient. So we cut back to the fight between Synch and Prodigy is like, look, we're not asking and we're not threatening. We're trying to build something, we're trying to grow something, we're becoming icons. And then he hits him with the line, it's not a dream, it's just real. For all you Krakoa fans, you know that's the line that started it all. So then Synch thinks to himself, day 138, I think I'll stay a while. And now, it's all good in the hood, which is pretty crazy. But if you think about it, Synch has been through a lot. Like, his girlfriend's dead, doesn't feel like he has anywhere to go or a place to call his own. So I think he's just tired. And he's like, I think I'll just stick it out here for a minute till things get bad. And on the last page, we see Miss Marvel crying because she knows that her cousin knows exactly who she is.